Hello everyone, welcome to the Watch Poplars. The rain has finally arrived. Oh, I just got water in my face. But we're finally getting rain. And I'm really happy. And it's also going to get very cold after this. It's going to be warm and rainy with a high of like 58. And that's warm for winter. Well, actually, that's kind of an average, the high, but the low is like just under that. So at least at night it will be above average. But anyway, there's another chance of snow for Mount Diablo. If things go according to plan, or at least my plans or hopes. But today, I decided to move all of my plum trees in there. Oh god, this is breaking. I decided to move all the plum trees into one tray so that I have more containers to separate my trees into. There are lots here that are sharing each other. There's this poison oak. And then there's chast, and then there was a honeysuckle. Here, I have this weird plant, I don't know what it is, but it has like spade-shaped leaves, spear-shaped leaves. I have this kind of laurel, Rosaceae, and avocado, ivy, and boxwood. And here I have podocarpus, wisteria, and willow. And where else? Here, I have albizia, a privet, a dogwood, and a willow. And yeah, and also that would also make room for me to separate these trees. But I also make another tray for all of my legumes. I haven't repotted any legumes yet this year, so that's good. So, these will all be in this tray until I have space for them to be in their own pots. You can see I pulled out one of the plum trees I repotted recently because it's fine in this tray. It will do fine with the rest of the plums. And these are also things related to plums, but although this is the only thing that's not a true plum. This is a pear, but it is breaking dormancy, and I need to repot it. But it also has this last year's leaves on, and the only reason why they're not falling off is not just because they came out late, but they're still green on the other side. And the green means that the bottom of the leaf has not experienced cold weather. I mean, I don't know, maybe it has, but it's just not. Yeah, it's acting like a semi-evergreen. So I think the pear is gonna be in the middle. And then this, I'll just plant this here. Make sure it is upright completely, and it is. There are my tools. And now we will begin. So I'm gonna start with the pear, and I'm gonna take the fence out. I'll just scatter these leaves around here. Do I need more soil in this area here? I hope I don't have to go do another run for the soil. Hopefully the moss will finish it off. But yeah. And this is the one I showed on December 11th. And for the holiday, meeting. And there's this rock from Yellowstone. That is from Yellowstone. Freeze and thaw caused this, I believe. But there's also these the weaker minerals, so it might be calcite or something. See if I can get. Oh, it's firm. Yeah, I don't know if the moss hasn't like completely firmed up. I'll definitely put the moss on. Yeah, but it definitely is attached to the original part of where, before I slip potted it. It should be fun. Maybe I'll add the clay particulates in here. I don't know what I'll save the cement pot for. Definitely something else, but exactly what that would be, I don't know. Yeah. I'm ready to comb out the soil now. And I'll zoom in. Maybe I will have to move where there's more light. But that should not stop me from doing root work. And when it does get too dark, I will move to a brighter location. But for now, this is okay. I gotta find where the actual root system starts, because I have not done this root work on this pear since I dug it up, in the yard. This root. So it's probably gonna have some kind of crazy roots. And it would be interesting to see how that taproot is doing. The one that was like, it was very, very long. It was circling around the pot so much that it was pushing the tree out of the pot. But I've got almost all the roots combed. I still want to get as much dirt off as possible. And I'll wash that. I'm now set up. I've got all my stuff. Yes, there's affirmative. So now, yes, I'm in the rain. Well, if it starts raining harder, then I will stop. Well, I'll put a rain jacket on. I'd rather get this done today than tomorrow, because I will be busy. I'm more busy tomorrow. So I'll get all this stuff off of the tray. There's rain falling on the phone. Me too. So this is dry. Seems like yeah. So I will leave you right here, so that you are out of the more out of the way. Yeah, that's fair. All right. I don't know. Wipe off my scissors. to oil my scissors? I don't know. They seem fine. Okay. I'm ready to do the root pruning. So here, I'm gonna move my phone a little bit. So, hopefully, yeah. So you don't see as much of the wall. Now, I can't do too much because I want the tree to be healthy. I'll prune all the roots that are not flowing, such as this. And that one. Some of these are spiraled. Maybe I might have just... Maybe I did prune it a little bit. Oh, wait, no, I didn't. Did I? I don't know. It's quite thick down to here, and then it gets really thin, so it's possible. But I'll continue working, cutting off any crooked or just roots sticking out. I will have to get my branch cutters to prune the big taproot off, but yeah, this root sticks upward. Prune this root a little bit, and then that root. Just kind of getting it ready. I'll cut off all the roots in the area that I'm very sure that I'll cut off, so that I can actually get in there nice and efficiently and cut it. Alright, I'm ready to get my tool. Okay, time for the big cut. So, I can zoom in. So there, you can see. Now I'm gonna test. Okay, so there, you can see now I'm gonna cut it. I believe this has hard wood. It's a hard wood, that's for sure. But that was quite easy. I'll just clean it up. Maybe I'll go a bit further. Yeah, that seems better. A little bit more. I don't know. Just to kind of shave off the weird angled part. Yeah, that is good. So this would be in the middle. I just want to make sure the roots are looking nice. I can do some more root pruning. I will cut this right here to prevent it from continuing in a downward direction. These roots are fine, they're quite nice. I'll just prune them. Also, it started raining a bit heavier, so yeah. There. This root sticks up. You have to pay attention to your roots, because your roots, your tree will not grow evenly if you do not have evenly balanced roots. There is a root that is growing, it turns around and it grows in towards the tree. So I will prune that. I prune it off, and I'm trying to figure out where it will. Okay, so yeah, that wasn't a very significant root, so that wasn't too much of a job, but that looked quite nice. And I like that. There's a crossing root right here. Where am I? There. So root crossing. Is that it? Is that all I can do? Alright, I'll plant that. That's as much as I want to take it to. Oh, but then there's this. I want to take it one node. I want to take it down one node so that it changes direction. You can see there's this leaf right here. There's a bud. That bud is going on an outward of a curve. That is nice. But then there's this bud right here. Here, that will continue the trunk line. So I'll prune that. Can I focus? Yes, I can. So yeah, it's starting to leaf out. And I'll just leave those leaves on. They'll probably fall off but the bark, even though it's probably 3 years old, the bark is looking nice. So I'll plant that one. Alright, which one should I do next? I'm gonna do the next biggest one, which is this. It could be, this is gonna be, one of the larger ones, even though it's skinnier than this one. This one's thicker and more tree-like, but this one, even though it has only 2 branches, it is progressing well. I collected it in August of 2023, which is yeah, it's a miracle it survived. It didn't really grow that much after I collected it because I collected it off season, but I was like, I was desperate for a purple plum, just for some variety. So yeah, and there it is. Now there is a jasmine cutting in here, and there's a lot of grass. I need to poke hole. Okay, yeah, it's tough in there. There. So I don't know what I'll do with the jasmine cutting. I could keep it. I could actually plant everything that there's a grasshopper as well. I could plant every single thing that was in here in the tray. That won't hurt. But just there. So I will begin combing them out. Now there is this grass everywhere. I don't need dead grass. It was nice grass, but it's too green. I would prefer something that dies back a little bit during the winter. I'm not a very evergreen I'm not an evergreen lover, although there are evergreens that I love. Yeah, this is packed. Guess I could have expected that. I mean, it did grow quite quickly and tall, and it was in a small container. Someday, it'll be interesting to try out poking holes from the outside of a container to the inside, so that the roots don't circle around the pot. Hopefully, the tray I have out for all of these is full of soil, but I'll save the soil for something else. And I'll try to figure out what I'm gonna do with that jasmine cutting. They do kind of grow into a bush. It's a Japanese jasmine. They have 3 leaves of 3. And they get fall colors, but they don't completely defoliate. They're semi-evergreen. And the roots of the jasmine appear to look a bit different, I guess. as I expected. But once I get all the soil combed out, I will come back. Alright. This plum tree has a very chaotic root system. I'm trying to get all the jasmine roots out. I don't know if I did any root pruning to this one yet. But yo, those roots are anything but neat. So I'll get those sorted out. Yeah. Oh god. Well, first thing I'm gonna do is cut right here. I don't need that length. I'm gonna cut these ones and cut it to a profile as well. And now for the root selection. Now there are some coming off at the very bottom that I don't want. I want it to be flat at the bottom. And leave roots going to the side. Yeah, that root is just, it's too much. I'm going to cut it off. It's going to be a big cut. A big cut coming up. Oh, there. Can I reduce it more? Oh wow, there's a root. There's a very bad crossing root here. That is a very horrible root system. So I'm gonna get these branch cutters. I'm gonna try to get in there and prune that off. I don't want it fusing. Yeah, this is a bunch. This is as much as I'm gonna do. I didn't completely remove that flaw where it kind of curves around like that. But maybe as this tree grows, it will slowly heal over and blend in. But for that to happen, I would need some roots coming off on this end. There are no roots coming on that end, so yeah, I'll plant that one. I had to take my ring off so that I don't get dirt under it. But now I'm going to deal with this jasmine. This is a cutting, and it was the only cutting I took from the parent plant, and it did very well. So now I already pruned it to the size that I would like it to be, well, in its first year from growing as cutting. This is 2 years old, because I also count the cutting part, not just how much I've been training it, but this also has pale roots, just like the honeysuckle. Very pale roots. A little bit less pale than the honeysuckle, actually, but yeah. I'll just... There, I can clearly see what I am doing. Now, take all of this off. And now, is be careful that I'm not bumping any of the trees that I have planted. So, my scissors. Get my scissors. Wipe it off, and so here. I'll cut the roots off. That is as much as I'll take off from the bottom, and eventually I'll cut them at that angle so that the roots grow back in the same direction, because roots grow perpendicular to cut points. And yeah. Cut a little bit more. This is not a very significant plant in this video, so I don't know. I was contemplating whether or not I should show it, but it was my first repotting of this jasmine. It's a root growing too horizontal. I need them to flow into the soil so that I get this very nice, graceful root spread. And I need one root plane, and I don't want them growing over top of each other. Hopefully I get more roots growing on the other side. I'll prune that root short. Very short. So there, that's looking quite nice. I'll plant that. Next is this one. There are two in here. There's well, it has the leaves of a peach. They're long, but they have the same serrated margin as plums in the stone fruit family. But the leaves are purple, and I've never heard of a purple peach before. But I'm sure there's probably something like that. But this one, I can just poke them out because this is an actual bonsai pot. And then lift it up. Do I have any drainage screens? Surprisingly, no. I guess I don't remember putting drainage screens in this. I'll now rake it out. The soil is a bit crumbly. There are some very large roots as well. They're quite resilient. But this weird peach-like plant has nice fibrous roots, which is good. It would be even more fibrous if it was in bonsai soil, which I don't have access to at the moment. Oh, there's long roots here. Oh, yes. I think I'll zoom in a little bit more. There. All right. I'll continue. I grew this the main plum tree from a cutting, not only did it grow very tree-like with many nicely placed branches, but it also grew a very, very good root system. I definitely planted it too deep. You can see that section. This branch was growing at the very, just above the soil line. So I was like, oh, well, it will be a multi-trunk, but no. And then there are these buds coming out, which I will keep. I might actually prune the whole top off of it because, well, or maybe I'll just keep like the branches more basic because I don't want it to be very tall. Plum trees in nature grow with the branches starting out quite low. So I'll keep my options available. And yeah, now there's this peach of some kind. Get the soil out there. Oh, there's two of them or one? They were growing right next to each other, and then in March I dug them up out of a park nearby. These same or not? They were I don't know. Oh, it appears that they're different. That's exciting. I had no idea. I thought it was a twin trunk seedling. I don't remember having them getting fall colors at different times. Maybe they were slightly different. But that's always what you get when you have, or usually what you get when you have different genetics. Pando, the aspen colony, turns color all at once. And that's because it's all one tree. It's all connected through the rhizomes and roots. So now I'm gonna get my 3 stone fruit. And yeah. So now I don't have to worry about if one dies, I have another. But I'll keep those to the side, and then I'll work on them later. So now I'll root prune this one. How are we on time? Okay, we're doing pretty well. I do have 2 more though. That might take a while. But we'll just see. It's okay if this video goes to like up to just below an hour long, because this is quite a large number of trees I am working on. Prune these bottom roots off. Gotta be careful to not prune off my good roots. Prune it at an angle. Mom ordered pizza. Oh my gosh! I can see the history. I can see where my focus. There. There's a cut point right here. From last year. That's exciting. I like seeing the history and the progress. It's possible I could have cut it at the time a little bit more, because that root didn't really branch out any farther back, or much farther back. It'd be interesting. Will this tree stand up on its own, on its root system? So far, I think it will. It's very flat. That is very well, for 2 years, that's quite nice. It had a very nice root system when I pulled it out. The first time I repotted it. And then I tested it to see if it would stand up. But it didn't. But it sure looked like that next year. And I remember saying, I bet it's gonna stand up next year. And now we are at that time. And will it stand up when I'm done root pruning? Not before I'm done root pruning, because then there's still flaws. This is looking so nice. Wow. That is probably the best root system I have ever worked on. But I want to get these roots that are crossing out so that they do not take over. In case they do, that is a very nice root system. A cutting will sprout usually radial roots. They may not be completely going in all directions. They may just be radial, but one side of the cut point sprouted roots. Sometimes that's the case. Maybe it just means that, like, cuttings grow roots easily, but it takes a lot less time for the roots of from a cutting to get developed into nice radial roots. Maybe that's what Nigel Saunders was talking about. Once again, the Bonsai Zone. That is his channel. #1 bonsai channel I recommend. He is an alternative bonsai artist who uses the naturalistic style, and that's where I learned to understand the difference between naturalistic style and traditional style. And the traditional one is they're all styled like the Japanese white pine, because, God, I don't know. I was watching a video, sorry for not being in the camera, but there. I watched a video, and I learned that the inspiration for the traditional bonsai style was actually the Japanese white pine, which grows and if you know white pines, they grow very horizontal. I think sugar pines might also be some kind of white pine. Usually the white pines have longer pine cones with the same kind of scales that sugar pine cones have. Although they don't get as long, the pine trees don't get as big, because sugar pines are the biggest pine tree of all. Now this root sticks up. This is gonna stand up on its own. This root is going too high. I have a root below it that's really, really nice. Oh yeah, that, I think I'm having a great time with this tree. This tree, at some point soon, it's going to have to be in its own pot because it's so nice. This will never be in a forest. It's going to stand up on its own. Oh my God, that was so close. I think, wait, which part of it is not letting me stand it up? What are we on time? Alright, we're pretty fine, 40 minutes. What about is making it not stand up? I know, okay, I think I know. I figured it out. There it is. One of those old pruning stubs. Will it stand on its own now? Which way is it falling? I don't know. But it's definitely... Oh my gosh. It's standing. It's standing. Oh my god. Oh god. I was so close. Let's see. This is very, very exciting. We're a bit tight on time. Oh. Very, very. Okay. Oh, hold on. This is exciting. I need to see you. It has a lot of flare at the base of it, which is so great. I am very proud. The flare at the base of the tree is because the roots are growing in a radial direction. You can see the flare of the roots. Well, the flare of the base of the trunk. It's squat. And that is a great sign. And in just 2 years, I can make this tree stand on its own with a nice flared trunk base. That is awesome. I'm very proud. So this is ready for planting. All right, I just spent a lot of time soaking in the pride of this work. I also pruned the top a little bit. Can I focus? Am I able to focus on it? Well, can you focus? Well, it doesn't matter, but here is the tree. I pruned the top a little bit. I'll let these buds grow, and that, yeah. But yeah, so that is yeah, I pruned the top. There's a big straight section, and I wanted another branch to grow in that direction. Next, I'm gonna do my baobab style ones. There are two other. These are all cuttings. There are two others, and I don't know if. Well, hold on. I can actually. Hold on. That works. That works. There. Yeah. So these are all cuttings. I don't know if I want to keep these smaller ones. That's a bit. I don't want too many plum trees. But I also probably planted these too deep. So I'll discard the smallest ones. Maybe I can keep one of them. Yeah. Maybe I don't need to keep the one. Well, maybe I can use the one that I hope to have as many branches as possible. Maybe I could just use that one, but just keep it really small and cut it back to like a stump every time and let it re-sprout. I was thinking of doing that because I don't know. They certainly seem to offer that choice. Dude, these all grow like the baobabs in Madagascar, where that road is, surrounded by these towering baobabs. That species of baobab, Andersonia, I believe. Andersonia is the main scientific name for baobabs. You can see what I mean by baobabs. They look like baobabs. They have that flat branch structure and a tall trunk. And yeah, that's why I decided that these two were gonna be baobabs, baobab style. When I first repotted these last year, a year ago, after I realized that the roots, well, that these they're very straight and tall with no branches, that I felt bad for sticking the cuttings in too far. Well, I decided to keep them, and then in early 2024, or after that, I was like, well, they kind of look like the baobabs in Madagascar, so there, and yeah, so there it is. These baobab-style plum trees. I never thought I'd be styling a plum tree like this, but I do think that it will work. They have smoother bark than, you know, a lot of trees. It's kind of shiny. Oh, there's my, I'm stuck. Oh, hold on. Okay, so these, yes, there's an airplane. I'm actually, yeah, so I'm gonna cut these roots here off. I don't need them, because I do want to continue that tall, or just at least keep that tall Madagascar baobab. I do not know what kind of species of Addissonia grows like that, but yeah. So now, oh, there's that grit in my scissors, and that root kind of curves upward and then down. This one will not stand on its own, but regardless, at least one tree that stands on its own makes me very proud and grateful. I'm gonna zoom out a little bit. Gotta wash a bit of the soil off my hands. That root. Let's see. Well, after I'm done with this root pruning, I will come back. Alright, there was a bit of grit in my scissors, but I got that out. So now I'm going to continue and finish the root pruning. It's a root growing too horizontal. I want my words to echo into your mind, that's why I'm repeating things. Into your mind. So, yeah. Sometimes you're like me, you can't really last long without an explanation, so you're welcome. The pizza might be here. Beatrice has started walking towards the door. Something might happen. But I would rather eat dinner after I'm done with this. Gosh, I keep doing this off camera. There's a space here. It's a bit too low. Baobabs don't have branches along that long trunk. They are all at the very, very top. And they, they grow at the top exactly like the root system of that lovely plum tree I just worked on. With all the nice radial roots. I don't know if this will stand up. Does it? It barely does. It doesn't, but barely doesn't. That's what I meant. Now I'm gonna cut off the roots on the sprouting on top of the cut point. Go through the kitchen door.
Why are you trying to take over that?
I mean, this is the best place for me to work, genuinely. This is the brightest place in our yard. 'Tis for the sacrifice. But yeah, that is as much as I will take off from this. That's pretty nice. I'm gonna discard this one and this one. I would have too many. I also gotta plant the peaches and this one here. So the peaches is what I will work on next. I will clean up the dirt after the whole thing is done. So here, I got the peaches. I'll wipe off my scissors. This root. Well, I could keep them. I could keep them growing at an angle. That would be cool. That seems kind of like a well, but I don't know. Maybe that is a cool style for them. Oh, I don't know. I've been kind of the roots kind of crawling across the soil. I'm just working with what I have so that the tree stands like that, so that it's kind of flat. That kind of looks like a mangrove, doesn't it? But it's nothing close to a mangrove. Much hardier, different different phenotypical, I don't know. Huh. This root is growing above the other. Oh, and then this root is a bit crazy. And there's a root at the base of that one that can replace it. Now, what about this root? It's also a bit crazy. I can prune off this root, is downward, keep it completely flat, and that. Yeah, this would be an interesting root system. I think they'll both be very unusual, but I will embrace it. That, I'm done root pruning with that. That's nice. I forgot about the other baobab style plum, so I'll work on that one in the same style, and when I'm done with that, I will come back and we will work on the final peach and the other one. I'll plant that one. This one also has a nice root system. Although it's strange, it looks really cool. And then for the last one, very, very last, it is growing in well, quite bad soil, apparently. So it'll be very nice to get it into better soil. It's like clay. And that is not great for bonsai. It looks like some of it is dry in some spots where it just could not drain. Yeah. And then this plant, I want to keep it. It is an interesting one because it has nice little flowers. They're yellow, little yellow 5-petaled flowers. And I'll put it in one of my accent plants. So I'll root prune it a little bit. Like that. So that's quite nice. Maybe I'll pot it up in the same tray where the rest of them are. And I gotta get all this out. And there's that one pruned up. And I'll plant this one as well. This weird plant. Alright, I finished. I'll put moss over it later. But I gotta eat my pizza right now. So there it is. There's the weird, I don't know, maybe it's some kind of cinquefoil, which grows in alpine regions. I saw it in Yellowstone when I was there last year. But that is all for today. This is the Watch Poplars, and I'll see you next time.